I waited a month until I put her in 2 construction bags.
Okay.
All right?
Yep.
And I hauled her to a dumpster.
Okay.
His necklace's bones? Yeah.
And that's when I gave her the cha-cha-cha.
It's a quiet afternoon at a home in Cleveland, Ohio, where days earlier, a daughter has made a gruesome discovery: scattered teeth in the driveway. She'll soon find out that's just the beginning of a horrifying mystery involving a missing mother, a chilling confession, and a body discarded like trash. We join officers as they confront their prime suspect, the victim's boyfriend.
We want to speak with you. We got an investigation going on. I just need you, just come to me, please, James. James, keep your hands where I can see them.
Hold on, let me get my pants tied up.
Happy to have gold. I have gold as the hedge against inflation. I know that.
You guys gotta get me this one.
Yeah.
You see both hands?
Come on to me, James.
What's up, man? How are you?
Step out past me.
Police identify the man seen here as 59-year-old James Drahos, who's suspected of killing his longtime girlfriend, 56-year-old Tammy Dubuisson, who he shares a child with.
Please.
Oh,
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your cooperation.
Come on, let me get my pants
We're
up.
gonna help you with that. Turn around, put your hands behind your back real quick, okay? Here you go, James. Hands back here. Hands back here. Thanks. James, anybody else in there with you? Yeah, thanks.
Is there anyone else inside the house, James?
Hound dog.
What's your dog's names?
That's Augustino.
That's what?
Augustino.
Oh, Augustino. You.
Is there anyone else?
Okay.
All right, listen, let's turn around this way, because I don't want you to walking down the stairs and fall back, okay? Get your pants going, come all over.
I need some gloves.
No, what
Let's just
happened
walk,
here?
let's walk down this way.
What are we doing here?
You got anybody else home?
Is there anyone else in the house?
No.
Okay.
Step
Let
again.
me just cover behind.
James is taken to the hospital, where we'll catch up with him in a bit. Meanwhile, officers head into the home, where we get a look inside the residence surrounding this disturbing crime.
Police! Cleveland Police Department! Hi, puppy.
You want to hold there? We're going to circle around. Yep. Just go in the kitchen and cut right.
Blue, blue. Hi, puppy. You're okay. Good dog. Good dog. Basement.
Basement.
I can hold this.
All right. We got a basement over there. Hold on. You got
You're okay. You're not in trouble. You're a good dog.
holding on the basement over there, yeah.
Investigators said bones were found on the property, including a jawbone, teeth, and various fragments, all later confirmed to be human. While investigators continue thoroughly searching the home, we join James at the hospital.
You think on that side?
Do you really want to know?
Yeah.
We found body parts. Bones outside, scattered around his house.
Well, he just told me.
His necklace's bones? Yeah. Well, it's got his wife's bones. Yeah, I don't think so. She's been missing since the middle of May. So, it's not looking good for her.
God. Better not break me.
Thank you.
50 cents.
You heard that right. A nurse says James is allegedly wearing a necklace made of bones, while the officer reveals Tammy has been missing for nearly 2 months. Next, an FBI special agent arrives to chat with the suspect.
So listen, we want to get to it. We promised you that we would tell you what we're doing, and we want to be 100% with you, right? We would like to talk to you about Well, you guess. Why do you think we want to talk to you?
Because I'm sick?
Well, we're not the paramedics. In a former life, I actually was a paramedic. But
Really?
Yeah, I still am, just not a practicing paramedic. But that's not why. Not because you're sick. Why might the police want to talk to you, do you think? Is there anything going on in your life, or can you think of any reasons we might be here?
Oh, the Tammy problem?
Right, the Tammy problem. Right,
Yeah,
Can
she
you-
ran away.
perfect. So can you tell us a little bit more about that? Just some more detail, like when that happened, what was going on? Just start-
God, that happened in the middle of May.
Okay. So what happened in the middle of May?
Me and her got in an argument,
Okay.
and she ran out the front door, and that was it.
Do you remember what day that was?
I think it was about the 15th, I think.
Okay. And what was the argument about?
She got pissed at me all the time, and she said I didn't bathe enough, and that I didn't get a job and everything, and then she just left. And what said is she's a hitchhiker kind of girl.
Okay.
I remember that, and because I remember her showing up in a Freightliner one day, and she was running on the road with some other guy.
James initially tells officials Tammy just walked away and disappeared after an argument, but investigators aren't exactly buying that explanation.
Go on.
Back to like kind of when things were starting to sour, and she was really on you. That was more recent. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Okay. And
a
you
month
got
and a half ago, I'd say.
things got
Yeah,
kind of boiling over.
Oh yeah, she's like, you ain't working, you ain't doing this, you ain't bathing enough, and all kind of stuff.
She was really putting the boots to you. It sounds like, huh?
And she walked.
Okay. So on the day that she left, do you remember that day?
Yeah, well, it was in the evening,
Okay. So like approximately what time?
7 o'clock maybe,
Okay. About 7 p.m.
6 or 7. Yeah, she
So she
walked out the door.
What'd you do? Pack a bag, grab some stuff, shoot out the door? Okay. What did she take with her?
All the clothes on her back and her jeans. She had a t-shirt on and some jeans, that was it.
But I said packed a bag and left, and you said yes. Did she not pack a bag?
I don't remember. All it was just maybe extra clothes.
Okay, so a bag with some extra clothes.
Mhm.
How about her phone? Did she bring her phone?
No, actually she left that.
Okay.
And it went out. The phone was already out anyway.
Oh, the service was off.
Yeah, my service is off now too.
Okay.
I gotta get that. That's why I'm scared to get, I gotta get going.
What about her, like her ID or her benefits cards or anything like that? Did she take that stuff with her? No?
She left everything. I sent the food stamp card back to Austin, Texas already.
Okay. Where was she going?
God knows.
James sticks with his story, for now.
So you haven't had any contact with her after about the 15th, yeah?
No, I never,
And
no.
you're sure you saw her leave the house?
Go and look.
Yeah.
Dig through the house. Go.
Well,
Even my neighbor goes, oh, you buried her in the backyard? I go look.
Why?
No, I didn't.
why would your neighbor say something like that?
Because he's a joker.
Okay.
That is until investigators reveal some gruesome but important details.
So, James, we were there today with the search warrant. That's how we ended up at your house.
I was wondering why you fellers was all over there.
Yeah.
Go ahead and look everywhere you want, eh?
Well, we did, and we've recovered some stuff.
Like what?
What do you think we might have found around the property?
A what?
what do you think we might have found around the property? I mean, look, this isn't going to be a big shocker. So what we wanted to do is just figure out what happened here, and so we can all move on, right? But what do you think we might have found around the property?
Beer cans.
I actually don't know if we found a bunch of beer cans.
We didn't.
We didn't find beer cans. Jimmy, we found some bones. We found some
Bones?
Yeah. Found some bones. So we want to talk to you about the bones. Jimmy, like, listen, hey, there are a lot of reasons that things happen, and it sounds like, especially Tammy was really after you, and we're understanding people, but we just kind of have to know the truth, right? And we found human bones on the property of your house. Not just in one place, in a few places. So what we're here to do is to make sure that you're not some kind of like maniacal serial killer, right? Which I don't think you are. You seem like a very friendly guy, frankly. But we do have to get an explanation for this, right? We have to figure out what happened. And there are a lot of reasons that people die, okay? But we need to hear from you how those bones ended up where they are and who they belong to. I mean, we think we know who they belong to. But Jimmy, we will work through this, okay? We don't think you're a monster. We think that, life got the better of you for a minute, and we're in a situation, but let's just figure it out. It's not the end of the world. What's the deal with the bones?
Human bones?
Yeah. Jimmy, this isn't, they didn't magically appear there, okay? And we are, I'll be real honest with you, we don't know who they belong to right now conclusively because we haven't had enough time to do that kind of science. But that science exists and we're doing it right now, and we're going to know very shortly because it's teeth and bones and identifiable parts. So we have DNA technology and dental records and things like that. They're all going to be able to conclusively identify who these bones came from. Mm-hmm. And we just need to know the truth. Before we figure out exactly who it is, we just need to know from you who that is. And again, we have a pretty good idea, but we want to be sure that that's who this is, so that we're not, again, thinking that you're involved in something more than what this was, which is, it looks like a domestic dispute to me. But that's just me from kind of looking at it from the outside as somebody who hasn't known you for more than an hour, Let's start with what happened, what really happened with Tammy. And then we can get to how the bones ended up where they are. But this argument, I'm assuming, got physical at some point.
Yeah.
And was she pushing you?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And were you pushing her?
Self-defense.
Okay.
James now tells investigators he allegedly had an altercation with Tammy, causing him to use self-defense in his words. Now, with a partial confession, investigators continue pushing James for more details.
So tell me about that. What happened?
It was to the point where she's an angry Irish woman, and she was always pushing on me, right? And I pushed back.
Okay.
And that's what happened.
So tell me in more detail, and I'm sorry to make you relive it, and I do feel for you.
Oh, God, don't make me relive it.
We kind of have to. You understand.
She was always a troublemaker.
Okay.
Always drinking really hard. And she would always turn pink and mad. and we got in a fight, I guess.
Okay.
I mean, a serious fight.
Yeah. So tell me what happened in the fight.
Well, you know,
I know what ended up happening, but how did the fight go down? Where did it happen?
in the driveway.
Okay.
Yeah, it was over there, and I thought she was gonna walk away, but it ended up being, I don't know. You ever meet somebody that's strong as you, even though they're smaller than you?
Yeah, absolutely.
And in self-defense, you gotta do what you gotta do. You get a couple punches here and there, and that's it.
So is that what happened? Did you end up having to punch her?
Well, yeah,
Okay,
because she punched me.
right. And did you punch, where did you punch her when you punched her?
In her head.
Okay. So you punched her a few times in her head, and is that what killed her? Did she stop moving right then, or did you have to do anything else?
No, that was it. I don't know.
So you're in the driveway punching her, and that's when she expires. Is that right?
That's about it, yeah.
Okay. Did you sustain any injuries? Like, did you have to bandage yourself up or go to the hospital or anything like that?
Oh, I got bandages at home.
Okay.
Curads.
So you did it yourself. You didn't have to call EMS or anything like that, right? Did you have to use any weapons, like a knife or a gun or anything, a hammer, nothing?
No.
So, just so I'm gonna go through it. So you thought she was gonna walk away. You guys are arguing, verbally arguing. You thought she was gonna walk away, but she gets really upset and is kind of like really, really yelling at you. Yeah? Am I getting it right?
I don't know yet. Hold on.
Sure.
I know some karate,
Okay.
and it's not good to use on people.
Okay.
James now reveals that he allegedly used a karate move that he says ultimately killed Tammy. Let's continue.
I don't see where all these bones came from, what you're talking about.
Well, so that's my next question is what did you do with her when after that happened? She died in the driveway. So what did you do then? Where did you put her?
I don't think she died in the driveway, do you think?
Where did she die?
Like I said, she walked off somewhere.
Well, hang on, Jimmy, because we had already covered this. It is what it is, man, and we've already gotten to the point where you know that you killed her. You know that what you did ended her life, and you're saying it's self-defense. And look, that's what we're trying to put down on record here.
Okay.
But the next question is, what did you do with her after that happened?
Black box.
What black box?
Garbage.
Garbage can.
Mm-hmm.
So at the house, there's like a black box,
Well, yeah.
and you put her in this black box.
I waited a month until I put her in 2 construction bags,
Okay.
all right?
Yep.
And I hauled her to a dumpster
Okay.
in my wagon, and that was it.
Okay.
Because I didn't know what else to do. There was a million maggots.
Yeah, I'll bet. Where was she until you hauled her to the dumpster?
In the black box.
Where's that black box?
Jimmy, do you mean a black garbage can
Yes.
that's in your driveway?
Yes.
Okay.
So she was in the black garbage can in your driveway,
Yes.
in one piece.
Yes.
Okay. And then you took her out in two pieces and put her into two bags. Is that right?
No.
I thought you said you, maybe I misunderstood. You put her into two bags? Or you double bagged her? Is that
Double bag.
I got it. Okay.
Yeah, I doubled.
Sorry, I'm just trying to make sense.
Yeah,
So you put her, because there were a million maggots, you threw her in these two bags, and then you put her in a wagon that read like a wagon, like a radio flyer
Yeah,
wagon.
and I walked her up to a dumpster over there behind the other places.
What dumpster? What, like behind what place? Behind the school? Across the street or?
Yeah, well,
Yours?
that would have been, yeah, managed waste, I think it's called.
Waste management, yeah.
Even more alarming details are revealed as James explains how he allegedly put Tammy's body in a trash can, waited about a month, then put her body in trash bags before using a wagon to take the remains to a dumpster where he says he disposed of the corpse. The body was reportedly taken to a landfill and never recovered.
How do you think that some of her bones ended up around the yard? We found them in the front bushes and along the side of the house. Did animals get into that black box? How did that happen?
Bones in the front bushes.
Yeah.
No, that ain't human.
Well, what do you think that is? They were human along the side of the house. You know that for sure.
Front bushes, that would have been like my shit I threw out. My extra food and junk, ribs,
Okay,
stuff like that.
just food.
Yeah, I always throw food out there,
Okay.
including, I throw all my old lemons and shit out there.
Okay. So then along the side of the house then, how do you think that those bones ended up along the side of the house?
I have no clue.
So it's like part of a jawbone is over there. That did you have trouble getting her in the bag? Is there stuff kind of falling all over the place? I mean, a month somebody can decompose pretty well in a black box in the heat. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
That's like putting somebody in an oven.
Yeah, it didn't take long.
I'm sure it didn't smell great either.
No,
So,
I had to tell my mom when she was alive that was old hamburger meat that was,
rotten.
well, it was freezer burnt and I threw
Oh.
it in.
Yeah.
And then that started to get like that.
So, the bones, just so we're clear, those bones that are along the side, the front of the house, I mean, like right next to the porch, you know, they're going to DNA test those bones and we're going to know if they're human. I mean, I definitely don't know as I sit here today, but I'm going to know within a week or two. Is there any chance any of those are her? I mean, we're going to know, Jimmy, so.
I don't know how that could have happened.
Do you think that those bones might be her? They're not someone else, are they?
No.
They're not someone else.
Well, he might be, but I don't think so. I just don't understand.
As the mystery unravels, James admits to lying about where the odor was coming from to his mother. Next, investigators press James about that jewelry mentioned earlier.
Okay. So you don't think there's any chance that could be her?
Could be ribs.
Of hers or
No.
food? Food.
Pork ribs.
Okay, good enough.
You could check it out if you want. because-
Listen, once we find bones like that are confirmed to be human along the side of your house, we're testing every other bone that we find in that house. Right, which actually kind of brings me to this stuff, the jewelry. Like,
I know it's creepy.
it would be if it were her. Is it her?
No, it's not her.
Okay. We're gonna have,
These are lamb.
yeah, I'm with you. We're gonna have to take it, and we're gonna have to check. You know that, right?
Well, they're over there.
I know. We're gonna take that, and make sure. Okay.
Because
I mean, you understand. If you were in our shoes, you would do the same thing, yeah?
I guess,
Yeah.
but you can have them.
Yeah. We're gonna need them.
Yeah. But I don't know if I'm gonna. Yeah, you need all that jangle. Hold on.
Yeah, you're okay.
But
so-
don't lose these.
We won't lose
You'll
any.
get them back.
You're gonna get it all back as long
That's
as it's.
Seminole, Florida.
Yeah, we are not
And
gonna.
this is buffalo.
Okay.
This is lamb.
A biohazard bag.
Hold on.
For the jewelry.
Yeah, it's hard to get off.
I know. I tied them on really good
Yeah.
so that they fit.
Right.
I lost one bracelet already. It's beautiful red and copper.
Well, we won't lose it.
Here, we get a look at that necklace that James says is made out of lamb bones. Investigators breathe a sigh of relief, but continue questioning the murder suspect.
Okay. And then what?
I went outside to see where she went, and she was standing out there, and she started going on me. And this was actually physical. She was punching on me and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I gave her the cha-cha. I gave her the high karate.
Just kind of one and done kind of deal? Punch her hard enough to end it?
Pretty much. I just don't understand that.
So, was she bleeding when this happened?
Outside, yeah.
So when you punched her, was she standing up or laying down?
Oh no. She was standing up fighting me.
Okay, so you punched her and she went down
Yep.
and obviously hit her head,
Mm-hmm.
and then you saw some blood, yeah?
Yeah. And then the rains came, so you didn't see any blood after that.
So when she went down, what happened next? What was the next thing that happened?
I went back in the house for a while.
Okay, just to cool off a little bit,
Yes.
and she was outside and you went inside to cool off.
Yes.
Did you call anybody?
No.
How come?
I don't know. Fear?
Okay. How long do you think she was outside in the rain?
It wasn't raining that night.
Oh, the rains came and washed it away, you mean later.
Yeah.
Okay, so how long was she outside?
I'm gonna say about 8 hours to 10 hours.
Okay. And then, so that's like overnight, probably, right?
Yeah.
So you get up the next morning and she's still there.
Yeah, I get her in a bag.
Okay. You put her in a bag at that point?
Yes.
Okay, so she at least had she was in one bag, and then you put her in that, what'd you do? You put her in a bag, and then what? What happened?
I put her in another bag.
Okay.
So I had 2 bags, right?
You double bagged her, yep.
Because 2 construction bags will hold a midget like that.
Okay, she's pretty small.
Oh yeah, she was 5'4".
Okay, so you put her in these 2 construction bags, and then what?
I put her in the black den
Okay.
to hide her for a while.
Okay. About a month.
Yeah.
Did you wash off the driveway, or you said the rains did it? Did you make any efforts at cleaning the driveway?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. A month goes by, and then you take her out of that and put her in that radio flyer wagon, yeah?
And I run her up to the dumpster there, you know.
And toss her in there. And when you did that, did you see parts coming out of the bag?
Nope.
So how do you think that happened? How does the jawbone end up in the driveway there?
There's no jawbone over there.
Well, there was. This part.
That part's confirmed.
Yeah, that.
What, the
that-
mandible?
Yeah, that's human. It's actually a mandible and upper jaw and some teeth.
Moments later, the special agent lets James know he won't be going home anytime soon.
Okay, Jimmy. Best of luck, man. Okay.
Let him know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you know that you're going to be under arrest for this, right? We have to take you into custody on this. So from here
When?
tonight. I mean, listen, you understand the drill.
No, I don't.
Okay. So we are going to book you for aggravated murder and abuse of a corpse tonight. Okay. That means that you'll see a judge in the next couple of days, and you'll go through an arraignment process.
You mean I gotta sit in the clink?
Yeah, for sure. So it's got a lot of court things are going to happen in the next month or so. But that initial part happens very quickly, and then we'll end up taking the case to a grand jury, and they'll
Well,
decide.
when do I
whether
get
or not we're
home
gonna-
to my dogs?
Well, not in the foreseeable future, but the dogs are taken care of. Okay.
James was indicted for murder, gross abuse of a corpse, tampering with evidence, and domestic violence. He later pleaded guilty to a lesser offense of involuntary manslaughter, as well as the charges of gross abuse of a corpse, tampering with evidence, and domestic violence. He was sentenced to 14 years behind bars.
These officers will take you down when you got a few more tests to wait
Once
on.
you're released, just take it easy for a minute. You know.
Yeah, just relax for a minute, okay?
Yeah, I'm all
Best of luck, Jimmy.
up.
I know. All right, Jimmy. Good luck to you, okay?
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Going up,